So good morning, one and all. Today's class, we are discussing another problem of dynamic programming approach, so called as Bellman-Ford algorithm. And as I've already told you all, these algorithms are named after their inventors. So Bellman is one person, Ford is another person, and they have invented this algorithm. And what is this algorithm doing, right? So if I have to just tell you the similarity or the similar algorithm which we have dealt in the previous class is Floyd's algorithm. Can anybody tell me what does the Floyd's algorithm basically do? What is the aim of the Floyd's algorithm? Yes, unmute and you can give me the answer quickly. What does Floyd's algorithm find, students?
Short path between pair of vertices.
Yes. So shortest path between every pair of vertices. So if I have four vertices, say named as A, B, C, D, I will find out shortest path from A to B, C, D. Then again B to A, B to C, B to D. So every path, every pair of vertices, I find the shortest path. But slightly this Bellman-Ford algorithm is, I can tell, 1/4 of what you have done in Floyd's, right? So what is that? It is to find out the shortest paths. Again, the aim is the same, but from whom to whom? From source vertex to all other vertices in a weighted graph. So remember, there will be one vertex so-called as the source vertex. From source to all other vertices. From source to source, we are not taking. Source to all other vertices in a weighted diagram. And the speciality of this Bellman-Ford is it is quite much similar to Dijkstra's algorithm, which is in module 3, wherein the Dijkstra's algorithm will not allow us to compute the shortest path if the graph contains negative edges. What do you mean by negative edges? Means to say the weights are negative. But Bellman-Ford can compute even when there are negative edges. That's the difference between Dijkstra and Floyd's. So you should remember this, Dijkstra's and Bellman-Ford, right? So that's the reason Floyd's is called as all-pair shortest path, whereas Bellman-Ford is called as single source shortest path, right? Single source shortest path problem. This is algorithm which is basically used to find single source shortest path problem. Okay, and as we are using the approach of dynamic programming, as you all know, dynamic programming will have dependent problems wherein I keep on getting the solution progressing to the sub problems. I keep on progressively I will get the solution. So this algorithm is based on something called as relaxation principle, wherein the approximation to the correct distance will be obtained progressively as I keep solving the sub problems till I get the optimal solution. Okay, it's called as relaxation principle. So relaxly, slowly, progressively, you will get the solution to the problem. Okay, as I told you, Bellman-Ford is quite very similar to Dijkstra, wherein Dijkstra is also one of the algorithm to solve single source shortest path problem, wherein the Dijkstra will not solve for negative edges, whereas Bellman-Ford is more versatile. It can solve even a graph containing negative edges. Remember the difference. These are all your Viva questions, students. Okay. Next comes, how do we solve the problem? As I told you, it follows the dynamic programming approach. So what is that procedure? Very simple it is. First, make a list of all the edges. All the edges. So whatever edges you have, keep a list of it in the graph. Then I make use of two arrays. One is called as the distance array. The other one is called as the path array. Right? Remember, one is the distance array. The other one is the path array. So as the name indicates, distance will hold the shortest distance, okay, from source to all other vertices. Are you understanding? The distance array, if it is, I'll tell you the example. Suppose if you have n vertices, so D array will be made up of n entries. Okay? Say I have here 3. What does this D of 3 give me? Any idea, students? What does this D of 3 give me? D of 3 will give me the distance, some distance I have between the source to the third vertex, whatever is the source. Remember, so distance array contains the shortest distance from source to all other vertices. Are you all understanding? Now, you have to initialize it, isn't it? So, I'll have to initialize in such a way that distance to source itself is 0. Say, for example, now 1 is my source. Remember, I can take anything as my source. So, 1 is my source vertex. Distance from source to source is always 0. D1 is 0. Source to source is D0, right? D1 is 0 and the rest all will be taken as infinite. So, I will take it as infinite, that is infinity. The rest all will be infinity. So, I will have to initialize it in this way. Are you understanding? So, I have to create a distance array D of size cardinality of V, that is of size number of vertices with all values as infinity. All will be infinity except distance of source. Where source SRC is what my source vertex. Except the source value, rest all will be stored as infinity. Remember this. Okay. Now, once you have created all this D array, you should take every edge that you have listed. UV. Okay. For every edge UV, I have to compute two things. What is that? If dV is greater than du plus weight of the edge UV. Can anybody tell me what is this dV, ma? What does dV indicate? Distance between students. What does dV indicate what?
Distance between source and vertex V.
Yes. Distance between source to vertex V. Is it greater than? What does du indicate? Distance between
Source and U.
Yes. So you have dV, something like this. Distance between source to V. Now what I will check? Whether I am able to reach V through which vertex? Through which vertex, students? Which is the intermediate vertex for reaching V in my case? U. Can I reach it via U? So what I'll take? I'll take du. Du is what? Distance between S to U. I will compute, right? Hope you are all getting? Yes. So distance between S to U plus weight of the edge U to V. Yes, even this will also give me the path of reaching S to U. Sorry, S to V. If dV is greater than du plus weight of the edge UV, then update dV as what? dV is equal to du plus weight of the edge UV. Say for example, let me just give you an example. Say this is 99. Already I found that to reach V, my weight is 99. But now I'll just check. Say for example, this is U, reaching S to U is 20. And this is say for example 10, which is least for me. Which is least. Earlier what I found was 99. Some path, I don't know what is the path here. Some path it is 99. But via U I could found that I could reach with the path length of how much? Path length of how much, students? Path length is what? Via U?
30, ma'am.
30. So I will select the least one because I am interested in finding the shortest path distance. So this is the formula that you should remember and know what are the entries D correspond to. Source to the particular vertex, shortest distance. Are you understanding? So you will have to repeat this process for every edge. How many iterations? N minus 1 iterations. Right? The iteration keeps on repeating for n minus 1, where n is the number of vertices. It's very simple, yeah. There's there's nothing. No multiplication, no addition. Simple logic which you have to apply. Are you understanding? Right? So remember, for every edge you come a v, dv, if dv is greater than du plus weight of the edge uv, then update du. Otherwise, don't update. Let dv be as it is. Okay. Moving on to the, what do you tell, pre-requesting. Okay. So for example, I give you some graph, ask you to find shortest path using Bellman-Ford. All negative edges are there. So you should take care before starting, check whether there is any negative weight cycle. So what do you understand by negative weight cycle? A cycle wherein when you summate the edges of, the edges that contribute to the cycle, it should not give you a negative value. Positive value, okay, but not negative value. So you can just observe in this graph, see here, you can just observe there is a cycle here. Yes, there is a cycle, and when you summate the edges, you can see -2, -2, +2. So -4 +2, I give -2, which is less than your 0. So you should not have negative weight cycles. So if there are negative weight cycles, so the Bellman-Ford algorithm will not report the shortest path in a right way. I'm not telling it will not work. It will give you some errors. So you can just check this, possibly even you are looking for a problem. Are you understanding? Okay, so this is the problem here which we are taking for solving, and you have how many vertices, students? How many vertices? How many vertices we have? How many vertices?
5.
5. And you have how many edges? How many edges? 6. And I have to repeat the iteration. How many times? Whatever I said for every edge.
4 times.
How many times? 4 times. Okay. But still you have a relaxation. You need not have to repeat it 4 times. I'll just tell you how many times you can do it. Okay. So the solution, to be frank with the given graph, how exactly you will be doing. So you can just note it down here. So for the given graph, this with red pen, I have just written some values. Can anybody guess what are these values? These red values. What are these values, students?
Initialization.
Initialization of your D array. If you want, you can write, or otherwise you can take D array, not a problem. I am taking D array in the next example. We can just see in the next slide. Okay, so D of A, and I am assuming now A is my source vertex. So I'll have to find out shortest distance from A to B, A to C, A to D, as well as A to E. Okay, so before moving on, I'll have to list out all the edges. Then I'm again telling you all, this is job of yours to do it in a right way. So go in a sequence from A to B, A to D. Next B, we have B to C. Then C, C to E, D to B, then D to A. So you can go in the order. So list out all the edges. So I have 6 edges. So where I have to repeat it. Okay. So now the number first iteration we have. Iteration 1. Is the screen visible, students? Students? Is it visible? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm using this formula. You can write it down somewhere. If you find that I cannot remember it. So I have dv greater than du plus weight of the edge ub. If this is the case, update duv as given the the weight which is the least one. Okay. And I have another matrix or the array I can tell, which is the path array. So P of V equals to U. Why did I update P of V equals to U? Because here okay. So you can observe that P of V is updated to U because we have to take the minimum. Since dv got updated, I am reaching V via U. So you have to update the path of V, it is via U. Are you understanding, students? Okay. So just look at this, the iteration 1. Take the first edge, A comma B. So what is U to me in this case? What is U, students? What is U here? A comma B. A comma B, what is U? Can anybody answer to me? What is U? Students, what is U?
A.
A, and what is V?
D, ma'am.
Now you have the D array. You can observe A is my source. Its entry is 0. The rest all is infinity. Yes. And I have another taken a path array wherein all are initialized to A. What does this A show me? All the entries are initialized to A means what is A for me here? Is it every time A, or what is A for me here? A is what, students? What is A, students?
Source vertex.
Source vertex. So update all the entries in path taking the source vertex. Okay, let us move now one by one. First iteration I will tell you. Then second and third will be the same there. Nothing to worry. So A to B, you can just take down. D of A, you can observe D of A is 0. That is du. And D of B, you can observe D of B is infinity. And also the edge weight between A comma B. So A comma B weight is 2. Take the inputs. Now, what should I update? I should update D of V. So I will write D of B because V is now B for me here. Right? So I should find out the minimum between dv, comma, du plus weight of the edge uv. Okay? You know dv. What is dv, students? dv is what now? It is infinity. As of now, there is no path from A to B. I have taken. Okay? Now what I will do here is, you can just observe 0 plus 2. So how did I write it? 0 plus 2. 0 is du. A is now u for me. Isn't it? So dA is 0 plus the edge between A comma B is having a weight of 2. So 0 plus 2. That is 2. Minimum is 2. 2 comma infinity is now 2. Are you understanding? So dB, which was now infinity, now becomes 2. Right? And through which I could reach it? Through which vertex I reach, students? This value to PV equals to 0. Path updated to be as what, students? Path to be updated as what? P of B is equal to U. So which is the U vertex for me? A. So P of B is equal to A. So it's already there. So you need not have to update it. It's already been updated there. Are you understanding? Next, take the word edge A comma D. So what is U in this case? A. What is V? D. Okay. Again, what is D of A? D of A is 0. Then D of D, you can observe it as infinity. The edge weight between A to D, you can observe it as 1. Again, what should you update? D of V. D of D is equal to, D of A is 0. Sorry, D of D is infinity. dV is there. So I have to compare the distance between dV, that is source to V, and also the distance between source to U to V. So via U, I'll have to find out the distance. Out of these two, the shortest one I have to take. So already you can see d of d is infinity. I have written here. Right? What is d of u? 0 plus 1. So 1. That means d of d, which was infinity, now becomes 1. So I should even update p array. So p of v equals to u. Only if it is taking the path between u or using u as the intermediate, you have to update. Otherwise, do not update it. Okay. So p of v equals to u. You can observe p of d is equal to a. It's already there. So nothing to worry. Similarly, take the next stage, b comma c, db. Now, you should observe the distance array. db earlier it was infinity. Now it is changed to 2. So you should take 2. dc is infinity. bc edge weight is 3. Okay. dc is equal to minimum of 2 plus 3 comma infinity. Are you understanding? And it is 5. Now, tell me what should I change? In distance array, DC becomes what, students? DC becomes distance
5, ma'am.
5. And how about P matrix or P array? P of C is what? P of C is A. Should I change it or shouldn't I? Yes, answer. Through which vertex I got this 5? Through which, what is the value of U? Value of U.
B, ma'am.
Yes, you have to update it to B. Why? Because via B, you reached C. You can observe here, U is B. That's why you have to update here. Similarly, coming to CA, you can see now DC, you should take the updated value. Earlier it was infinity. That's the reason I have written in a different pen, right? So 5. Then D. Again, you can see D now becomes, which was infinity, becomes 6. Can anybody tell me the path matrix? P is what? PE.
C, ma'am.
C. I should write C. Are you understanding? Similarly, we have again the next stage. So all the edges you have to repeat it. It slightly looks, you might feel lazy to do it, but there's no other option. You have to do it. Okay. So DB, you can see DD is now 1, the updated value. Earlier it was infinity. DB also you can see it is earlier it was infinity. Now it is changed to 2. And DB weight is -2. So you should be very careful. Right? DB weight is -2. You can observe. Okay. Now you can observe when it is negative, be very careful. So DB is equal to, earlier DB is through 2, the distance is 2, but via D you can observe D plus minus of 2. So which is minimum? Which is minimum? Which is minimum, students?
-1.
-1. So -1 becomes minimum. Earlier, infinity became 2. From 2, now you are changing to -1. So now what is the updated value of DB? DB is now -1. Through which vertex I got that minimum value? What is P of B, students? What is P of B?
D, ma'am.
Through D. Yes? Okay. Similarly, move on to the next, the edge, D comma E. Again, you can observe DD is 1, D is 6. Earlier, these were all infinity. And the weight of edge D is 1, right? And updated D is equal to 2 comma 6. So 2 is minimum. That means to say via D, I got 2. Earlier it was 6. Now you should update D. D now becomes 2. And what about P? Students, P, what should I write? What should I write, students, for this last one? P Through which vertex I got 2? Which is U here? Which is U? Hope I'm audible? Yes, Rakshita? Which is the value that you should consider for PE? Path matrix value entry at E. Students, the last one, give me the answer. PE?
D, ma'am.
D. So I have to give D. Yes. So this is the matrix that I obtained with respect to the first iteration. So whatever you can observe, see earlier it was infinity, is now changed to -1, 5, 1, and then 2. Okay, if you want, you can write this, otherwise you can omit, not an issue there. Are you all understanding? Yes. Now go for the next iteration. So I'll have to do how many iterations? As I told you, we have to do 1 minus 1 less than the number of vertices. So 5. So I need to do 4 iterations. Again, do repeat the same. Okay. So now you can observe the updated values are like this. Okay. And the P matrix will be like this. Caps lock B, B, A, and then D. Right? Let us now see whether what are the updations that are there. Okay, you can now just see here this example AB. So DA is 0. You can observe DA is now 0. DB is -1. The weight of the edge AB is 2. DB is equal to, DB is already -1. 0 plus 2. Remember, U is A, V is B. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 comma -1. Which is the minimum? Out of 2 comma -1, which is the minimum? Which is the minimum, students? 2 comma -1, which is minimum? Students? Okay, what is the minimum value? 2 comma -1, what is the minimum? 2 is the minimum or -1? Huh?
-1, ma'am.
-1. Should I update DB here? Already it is the minimum. DB is already having -1. Should I update DB? I am retaining the previous shortest distance only. I am not updating via U. Via U I am not updating. Previous only I am retaining. So in that case, do not update P of B. Do not update. So it remains the same. Hope you are all getting. Yes? Right? So do not update it. If and only if you update, if dV is greater than du plus weight of the edge uv. Via U, you are able to reach the V vertex from source with the shortest distance. Okay? The same example, I mean the next stage if you take, you can also see DD is 1. Already it is minimum. So I need not have to again update. Only if it is greater, dV is greater than via U, you will have to update. Right? So AD also, there is no change. Next comes BC. You can see DB is -1, DC is 5. And edge of BC is 3. So what is DC now? Minimum of -1 plus 3, comma 5. So what is DC value now? The updated value of DC, students? DC is what? DC is what?
2, ma'am.
2. Via which vertex I could reach that? Via which vertex? Earlier, what was it? Via which vertex I could reach that?
B, ma'am.
Via B. Okay. So 2, it is via B. Similarly, we have DC with respect to the edge C and E. And you can see D is 2. That is only the minimum. So no updation here. And you can also see with respect to the edge dB. So dd is 1, dB equals to -1. Edge between dB is having the weight -2. And dB now becomes minimum of 1 minus 2 comma 1. So which is minimum? What is dB value? dB is -1, isn't it? 1 minus 2. Okay, here it is -1, sorry. Okay, so anyways, both are the same now. So dB only will be retained with a value of -1, right? And with respect to the next stage, D, you can also say dd is 1, D is 2. And when I sum it, the distance between U is not greater to it. So I will retain the same. So you can now just see here, the difference is that the rest all were the same. -1, it is the same. C, which was 5, the distance between source to C, which was 5, is now changed to 2. You can observe here, right? This is only one which got changed now. Are you understanding? Hope you are all getting it. Yes? Students? Yes? So I'll have to go for the next iteration 3, and the values that are there in my D array will be -1, 5, 1. Sorry, what is C updated value there? What is the updated value of C in distance matrix? It is 2, 1, 2. Okay. Similarly, the path matrix, you will have to again rewrite it. D, B, A, and D. Yes. Right? And you can now just see if I do all these things again. So nowhere it gets updated. Just observe UV. This is U and this is V. So you can see this is only the list. And here also this is only the list, right? So you can see this itself remains to be the least one when I take all the edges. And you can observe that the D array did not change with respect to your previous iteration. So previously it was 0, -1, 2, 1, 2. 0, -1, 2, 1, 2. It did not even change. So if at all the current iteration is same as the previous one, that is the distance values I'm talking about. If the distance values are same as that of the previous iteration, you can stop. So you need not have to go for which iteration, ma? We actually wanted to do how many iterations for this graph? How many iterations I had to do this? How many iterations? Students. How many iterations I actually had to do it for this graph? How many vertices are there? Someone can answer to me. How many vertices are there?
5, ma'am.
How many iterations are we supposed to do for all the edges? Huh?
4, ma'am.
4. But I can stop at iteration 3 itself because iteration 3 values of D array, I'm talking about the D array, is same as the iteration 2. Right? At that point of time, you can stop. You need not have to do all the iterations. Okay? So now, what should we do is, now we should give the final answer. Right? The final solution. Your D array with respect to the vertices A, B, C, D, E. So you need not have to write this iteration 4 and 5, not required. So you can stop at iteration 3 and give the, what do you tell? The reason. Why did you stop at iteration 3? Reason because iteration 3 D value is same as the D values of iteration 2. There are no changes. Henceforth, the algorithm, the iterations can be stopped. Right? So you can see iteration 1, it is like this, where 5 got changed to 2. But in iteration 3, no changes. No changes, not even a single change. Are you understanding? Right? So now with this, you will have to now construct the final solution and give the solution. So what is that you have to consider is, you have to construct this table, right? DB. So as we all know, we are interested in finding the source vertex to all other vertices, the shortest distance. So I'll have to find DB, get the entries of DB, DC, DD, and then D. So what does this DB give me, students? What does it give me? What distance will it give me? Path from? Can anybody give me the answer? DB gives the shortest distance from where to where?
From source A to B.
Source to B. Source can be anything. In my case, it is A. So I have written in the brackets. You can just see source to B. So what is B to me? B, C, D, E. So path from A to B, right? Path from A to C, path from A to D, path from A to E. And the shortest distance is -1, 2, 1, 2. This is the shortest distance. You got the shortest distance, but which is the shortest path? Which path it took? How do I construct this? How will I construct this, students? Any idea? How will I construct this? Which matrix should I use to construct this? Which matrix? Students. To construct the path, the shortest path, which matrix should I use? I have constructed one more matrix. No, which is that matrix or the array?
Path array, ma'am.
Path array. So I have to use that. So how do we use that path array? So let me go back to that path array. Okay. Just looking at the path array. Just see whether can you identify how to construct. Okay, I'll just paste it here. Okay, I'll just paste only the path array. Yes. Can you just identify how to print the path from A to B? Yes? Any idea? How do we print? Looking at this. One way is, we all know, either I have to print from source to destination or destination to source. Either way in the forward way or in the backwards way. Check whether can you print it forward way. Multi-stage graph problem, the same thing. Say I print source first. So I print A. Then P of A. What is P of A? Students. P of A is what? What is P of A? Entry in the matrix. P of A is what, students?
A itself, ma'am.
A itself. So you can find that via starting from source, I am not able to print anything. Say starting from the destination. Okay, what is the destination vertex? Say I print B. I print B first. Then what is P of B? What is P of B? What is P of B, students? Looking at the matrix, you can tell me. Trupti, what is P of B?
D, ma'am.
D. Yes. I print D. Next, what is P of D? What is P of D? Trupti, over to you. What is P of D? A. Yes. Should I stop here? Or should I again go for P of A and print A? Trupti? Can I stop there? Students. P of D gave me A. Can I stop it there? Yes, no. Why should I stop at A, students? Yes, Janvi. Why should I stop at A?
Because A is the source, ma'am.
Yes,
P of A is A itself.
Not required. So whenever you reach the source vertex, just stop at that. Okay. Next path from A to C. D is 2. The distance is 2. So if you want, you can just go back and check in the what to tell, the graph, ADB, yes, ADB. That is the shortest path between A to B. And the weight edge you can see, 1 minus 2 is how much? Minus 1. That is the shortest distance. And you might question me, ma'am, looking at the graph, I will write the answer, last table. You can write, you will get 1 mark. That's all. Right? Next, printing the path from A to C. Yes, Janvi, how do we print?
Ma'am, we consider destination C.
Yeah.
Then P of C is B.
Yes.
Then we consider P of D.
Yes.
P of D, which is B. Again, P of D is A. So since we got A, we stop it there.
There. Yes. That's all. Next path from A to D. Tejas. Tejas. Tejas is there for me? No. Tejaswini. Yes, yes, ma. How do you print path from A to D?
And P of A is A itself, so we stop there.
Yes,
Since
it is. Yes, it's a edge only is acting as a path, which is a shortest distance. Okay, path from A to E. Can I have Prakriti for answering me? A to E. A to E is to Prakriti is not there. Yes, Ranjit. Ranjit. Yes, A to E. What is the path?
E is the destination, P of E is D, and P of D is A. Again, that's the source.
Yes, so you have to go it in the, thank you all for answering in the backward fashion. That is from destination to the source. I hope you are all getting it. Yes, students? Okay, simple it is. Only thing is you should have patience to solve the problem. That's all. Okay, this is about the algorithm. Okay, so you can just observe here. For I is equal to 1 to n do, right? This is the distance array and the path array where R is the source vertex. So D of I is equal to E of R comma I. So even you can also initialize D in this way. What is that? E R comma I means the edge between the source and the other vertices. So either of the way you can initialize it, not a problem. Then repeat for n minus 1 times I ranging from 1, okay, 1 is missed here, 1 to n minus 1 times. For each edge u comma v, if dv is greater than, isn't it? If dv is greater than du plus euv, then dv is updated as du plus euv. And update pv also. And end for. Are you understanding? This is the algorithm for the same. And if I go for the analysis, you can observe that the input size is n, which is the number of vertices, and the basic operation is checking the distance if dv is greater than du plus euv, isn't it? This forms the basic operation, and you can observe that the basic operation is dependent only on the number of vertices, isn't it? Not on the type of input you give. So, right? Oh, no. It is also on the type of the input that you give based on the edge weights, I can tell. Okay. So we need to calculate the best waste in the average case analysis. So you can just observe for a complete graph. As I told you, what is a complete graph? Wherein there is an edge between one vertex to all other vertices. There is a compulsory edge, right? So different graphs you give, the complexity varies. That's what I am just telling you, right? So for a complete graph where v is equal to n and number of edges is equal to big O of n to the power 2. Okay, so number of edges is more here. So we have different time complexities. You can just observe the best case. Just remember, big O of E, worst case is big O of, best case is omega, you have to write. So the worst case is big O and the average case is the theta. Theta of V into E. Number of vertices into the edges. Just remember it. That's all. This is the symbols to be changed. Omega and this is theta. Are you understanding? Right? So you can just see, compared to the Dijistra's algorithm, Bellman-Ford's algorithm time complexity is more, right? So because it depends on the type of the graph that you give. So it's slightly more, but it is useful, I can just tell, because it deals with negative edges, whereas Dijkstra will not deal with negative edges. Are you understanding, right? That's one of the drawback which we can just tell. Okay, so this is your the assignment for you to write the Bellman-Ford algorithm for the following graph. Okay, otherwise, okay, I'll do one thing. Into this, you can take up examination question paper itself. I'll just show you that. Hope you're all getting, students. Students, hope am I there with you all? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm there only with Janvi, not with others. Is it Janvi who replied me right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How about others? I'm not there with you all. Okay, at least put a message that I am there with you all. Yes. Students. Okay. Meantime, I think we can go for the presentation of problems. We hardly have another 2-3 minutes. Yes, Ranjit, I think over to you. I'll just display that
Yes, ma'am.
question. Yes.
Ma'am, can I share? You know, Nishal, ma'am.
Pardon me?
Can I share, ma'am?
Yeah. 1 second, Ranjit. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm not able to access Google Classroom. Yes. Don't know. This Google Meet is troubling. It is slow. Okay. Okay. Can you all see, students? Can you all see the problem, students?
Ma'am, zoom a bit, ma'am.
Yeah. Zoom a bit. What happened? Yes. My system is gone, yeah. Yes. Hope it is visible. Okay, solve the below is it visible? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So solve the below instance of Bellman-Ford algorithm, and this is the graph which is given to you. and this doesn't have negative weights. Okay, you do the PPT one only as the assignment. Okay, and also try doing this. And I think this question wouldn't have raised to you all. I don't know whether it is there in your mind. Which should you take the source vertex? If it is specified, you can observe here it is specified. 5 is the source vertex. If not, which will you take as the source vertex? If not, students, hope you are there. Which one will you take the source vertex? Yes. Any vertex can be selected as a source? Yes, no. At least answer me. Okay. So you can select any vertex as a source if not specified, and appropriately give the what do you tell? The sentence that you have selected the vertex 4 as the source or selected vertex 3 as the source. But most of the time, if they don't specify the source vertex, you usually select the first vertex as the source. So just follow that. First vertex is itself the source. And you can just observe here in the example, I have not specified any source vertex. So you can take A itself as the source. Hope you are all getting. Yes. Yes, Ranjit.
Yes, ma'am.
Quickly.